Hi there, good evening, First Alert Meteorologist Fred Campagna. We are enjoying some beautiful and warm weather this afternoon. Now into this evening, what a weekend it was in North Georgia. Everybody was out because the traffic around Atlanta the last couple of days was absolutely horrendous around Midtown, downtown, Decatur. It was just a slow go around the area. So hopefully you made it around all right. Hopefully you had a chance to get out there and enjoy some of this really nice weather that we saw this weekend. And we're ending it on a nice note this evening. Have seen a few clouds drift in during the last few hours here. So not full sunshine like we saw yesterday at sunset, but we are seeing some sunshine out there still right now. So really beautiful weather. Temperatures were well up into the 80s today. I think our high temperature was 84 degrees in Atlanta, which was my forecast from last night. So our 3-degree guarantee. That's good news as far as that is concerned. Our sunset at 8:08, sunrise tomorrow morning, I should tell you, is at 7:06. So we're now over 13 hours worth of daylight that we get to enjoy here in North Georgia, and enjoy it we will as we go into this week because the weather looks great. Let's check out the temperatures outside right now, and it's already, even though the sun is setting, still in the mid to upper 70s. Looks like a couple of stray showers trying to move into the far North Georgia mountains, maybe a sprinkle or two with this little disturbance, but it's really not very much. They're drying up, those showers are, as they work their way through our area. Let's go slightly bigger picture, and you'll notice just these two batches of showers, more clouds than anything else. A couple of sprinkles here and there can't be ruled out, but for the most part, we're talking about dry weather in the forecast. And warm weather in the forecast for us as we head into the work week. So Travis is in here, Alex is in here from East Point. What a great weekend it was. My wife and daughter went out to the Dogwood Festival today. There's so many people out there around Piedmont Park area. They took Marta in, which was the smart thing to do. Had a decent ride, I guess, on Marta, which is always nice. And look at these temperatures here. Not just here in Atlanta that it's warm, but we were warmer today. Actually, 85 was the high today in Atlanta, 84 in Orlando. So warmer in Atlanta today than it was in Orlando. And 80 for New Orleans, 79 for Little Rock. So Atlanta warmer than those spots, and Houston and Dallas as well. Pinky wants Houston, Texas. Well, there you go. There's Houston, Texas on there. We're not really going to talk about the Houston, Texas forecast. Of course, this is Atlanta news first, but you can see that it's warm there also. And we have temperatures that are in the mid and upper 80s as you go from Tulsa to St. Louis. So plenty of warm weather to go around throughout the eastern United States. Here's where things are going overnight tonight. Temperatures in the upper 50s to lower 60s. As we hit early Monday morning. Kids back to work, back to school, back to work for us, back to school for the kids. Temperatures in the 80 to 85 degree range again during the afternoon tomorrow. 85 today in Atlanta, 85 or 86 probably on Monday afternoon. So toasty. That's about 12 degrees warmer than normal for this time of the year. More clouds come into the forecast on Tuesday. Tuesday's high temperature, though, still above 80 degrees as it stays dry through the day on Tuesday. Come Wednesday, we may end up with some showers around, but the risk is not super high. You can see just a couple of showers showing up northwest Georgia. We're still dry in Atlanta midday on Wednesday. Temperature's a little bit cooler in the mid-70s. So Terrell saying he wants rainy and thunder and lightning. That's probably not going to happen tomorrow. And actually, for most of this week, it does look dry. It looks relatively warm. Another look here is at our forecast as we go forward. So low risk of some showers on Wednesday. On Thursday, back to blue sky, back to warm temperatures. Up in the mid-80s on Thursday. Watching a system on Friday. Can't rule out a couple of showers coming through for us later on Friday. But even then, the rain chance is not super high on Friday. Warm weather continues as we head into next weekend. Here's what our rain chances look like this week. Not much coming our way. Monday, Tuesday, no chance of rain. Wednesday is about a 30% risk. Thursday, back to 0. And then Friday and Saturday, about a 30% chance each of those 2 days. So we're keeping an eye on that, of course. as we go through this week. No first alert weather days just for us just yet, but we are keeping an eye on that weather as we go through the end of the week. Does look like there's a reasonable chance that we'll see some showers at the end of the work week or early next week. So there's your 7-day forecast. Overall, looking pretty good for us. Temperatures in the mid-80s most of the time, a couple of days in the 70s. Notice that cooling trend as we go through next weekend. So on Sunday of next week, some scattered showers are possible, and temperatures will be around 73 degrees. Atlanta News first anchor, Carly Barnett, is here, and she's going to take over for me here. I'll leave that 7-day up for you for just a minute while she gets situated, but enjoy the nice warm weather that we have, and we'll see you tonight on Atlanta News First at 11 o'clock. Actually, we start at 11:30 because of the Masters, and it was a great Masters. Hope you had a chance to check it out. Scotty Scheffler doing his thing for the second time.
Hey everyone, Atlanta News First anchor Carly Barnett here. Don't mind me, just adjusting our camera. Fred is a good bit taller than I am, so let me go ahead and get my video loaded, get myself together here. Hope everyone is enjoying this wonderful weekend. Maybe you were out and about at the Dogwood Festival. Maybe you were enjoying the Masters right here on Atlanta News First. And I did want to go ahead and give you a look at some of the stories that we are following for your Sunday. All right, here we are. What do you think? Still a little tall. Let's give you a beautiful look of the outside while I get this all adjusted. We have a First Alert Meteorologist Fred Campagna joining us, so I wasn't, normally we do it the opposite with news first, then weather, so we're mixing it up on you guys a little bit today. Thanks for sticking with me and bearing with me. Again, hope everyone is just having a great weekend. My name's Carly Barnett. We appreciate you joining us here. I did want to give a look at some of the stories that we are following. Some of these are updates to what we are doing, and some of these are what we can expect a little bit more details on tonight. We hope you will join us at 10 and 11:30, as Fred mentioned, going on decently late this evening, thanks to the Masters. All right. Let's start with this video here of this scene. What we're looking at is Fairburn Road Southwest, specifically 320 Fairburn Road Southwest, in reference to a man shot. When Atlanta officers got there around 11:35 a.m. today, they say they found an adult male with gunshot wounds to the leg, conscious, alert, breathing. Great EMS responded to that scene, transported that man to the hospital for treatment. The preliminary investigation indicates the victim was at a bus stop when suspects in a blue-colored vehicle approached him and began shooting at him. The victim and the suspects appear to be familiar with each other. At this point, investigators don't necessarily think this act was random, but the investigation, of course, is ongoing. And what we have here is just some raw video of the scene. We sent our video of the scene. So that's exactly what we're looking at right now. I'll see if I can stretch it just a little bit. Show you some of those investigators on the scene. Responding. This again, just broad daylight, 11:35 a.m. today, on 320 Fairburn Road. At this point, the extent of his injuries is unclear, but we are told that he was transported over conscious and breathing. Again, this was when the man said he was at a bus stop. A blue car or blue vehicle came up. He said one person or multiple people in continue following this news on first. All right, we want to take you now to another scene. This was actually from last night, but we have our reporter Yasmina Alston, who is learning more about this particular story today. It was around 7:10 p.m. last night that Atlanta officers responded to a person shot at 659 Hutchins Road Southeast. When they got there, officers located a 9-year-old boy who had a gunshot wound to the hand. He was alert and transported to the hospital for treatment. The preliminary investigation says that the child found a gun from one of the drawers inside of the home and was playing with it when it went off and struck him in the hand. Officers interviewed the child's grandmother, who was preparing food, she said, during the time of the incident. Officers searched the home with the consent of the owner and located that firearm involved, as well as an additional unsecured firearm belonging to Miwana Fair. Miwana Fair was arrested on the scene and charged with reckless conduct and was transported to the Fulton County Jail. So thankfully, this 9-year-old is expected to be okay. But right now, it appears that what happened last night was a 9-year-old was at his grandmother's home, found a gun, played with that gun. That's what resulted in it going off and hitting him in the hand. Our reporter Yasmina Alston is going to be talking more about this particular news event, as well as the importance of safely securing those firearms, because sadly this is not the first time we have seen a story like this happening in Metro Atlanta. So she's going to have more advice as far as keeping your family safe in all of this. All right, this next story is one that I've been working on for a good bit of time, but this involves a family who was awarded $7 million as a result of a golf cart accident that severely injured their daughter, who was 3 at the time. She's 9 now, but this mother was speaking out saying the reason she took on this major corporation, which is located right here in the state of Georgia, was she said she did not want others to suffer in the way that her daughter did. So this involves a golf cart accident. It was supposed to be just a quick little trip around their neighborhood, and that led to severe injuries, 7 surgeries. I want to share a little bit more about their story.
I received a call that my daughter had been in an accident.
Elizabeth Hall remembers May 2018 when her then 3-year-old daughter Libby was rushed to the emergency room.
She was in ICU. She was on life support. She had to have a total of 7 surgical procedures.
This all started after Libby was on a golf cart with her father in a Marietta neighborhood. They had to brake suddenly when a car stopped in front of them.
The golf cart flipped on top of her and dragged her. So she had concussions, severe injuries on her head, very severe injury on her left shoulder. I almost lost my daughter on something that I think the perception is that it's pretty safe to drive around the neighborhood.
The cart in question was the Yamaha G29. Yamaha is based in Noonan.
We uncovered that there was a defect in how Yamaha designed the brakes. Namely that they include brakes only on the rear wheels of the golf car rather than all 4 wheels.
Frank Bayek is the family's attorney.
Golf cars are one of the only 4-wheel motorized products that it's not illegal to have only 2-wheel brakes.
They even used these simulations demonstrating braking on a downhill slope.
What happens when you drive the car as Yamaha designs it? In this circumstance, the car rolls over every time. And then what happens if you add front brakes in the same exact scenario? Rolls over 0 times.
The American Academy of Pediatrics says from 2010 to 2019, there were 63,500 golf cart accidents with children. Yamaha's defense argued the golf cart was modified from the original design and said they were only for use on the golf course, but Bayek argued this advertisement shows their product on the road.
And we think it's really unacceptable because the fix, which is putting brakes on the front wheels, so there's 4-wheel brakes, is like $100.
The jury agreed. After a 10-day trial, they awarded Hall and her family $7 million in damages. The jury also found the father, who was driving the golf cart, 44% at fault, accused of reckless driving, and the man who modified and sold it, 5% at fault. But Yamaha, who was found most at fault, is responsible for the entire payment. Elizabeth says Libby is now a third grader who loves to sing and be on stage, but still has at least 2 more surgeries ahead.
I hope that it resonates with Yamaha, that they make a change and that they protect their customers. They protect other Libbys that are out there in the world.
Definitely an eye-opening story there. I was so grateful that they were willing to share their story with me, and as they've said, they hope that it leads to some necessary changes. Now, we did reach out to Yamaha. They said that they were, quote, disappointed in the verdict. That is according to Yamaha's attorney. However, they did file an appeal at the beginning of the month, so we will be seeing what happens there. Thank you guys so much for joining us here at the First Alert Desk. Travel, happy birthday to you. I see that you said it was your birthday coming up. Hope you have a wonderful day, and hey, hope you have a wonderful night ahead and good week ahead as well. We hope you'll join us tonight on Atlanta News First. In the meantime, I'm going to leave you with this gorgeous shot of Atlanta. Have a great night. Take care and stay safe.